Frankie Russo over here, 77 WABC pre-show. I'm starting early because I got, I want to get going. You gotta do this. Help America's team help the men and women of the United States Armed Forces fight post-traumatic stress disorder. We ain't stopping, okay? We got to do this. If you got a problem getting in because it's been slow, I'm not stopping. My email is frusso, F-R-U-S-S-O, 14 at AOL.com. Send me a letter, and we'll see what we're going to do. Frankie Russo, yeah. We got to do this. Help America's team help the men and women of the United States Armed Forces fight post-traumatic stress disorder. We got to help them. And now we got the model that we're going to talk about. I blogged yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I released it. I released a blog. Yeah. Next week I'm going to do the crescendo of this model up here at 77 WABC. I'm going to present it at the pre-show. We blogged, this week we blogged the Iranian nuke deal. Is it real or is it fake? Very interesting preliminary data I came up with, and next week I'm going to streamline it even further, and I'm going to bring the whole model together, and I believe we're statistically significant. So we'll see. So, crazy week. Let's look at some of these things that came in, just to give you an idea what I got here. Conspiracy theories flourish as Turkey's failed coup d'etat, right? Remember I was talking to you about with Turkey, conspiracy theories about this coup d'etat, right? Crazy, right? This is nuts. Turkey's failed coup d'etat was, well, I don't know. I'm not going to get into the intelligence agencies because, quite frankly, my presentations here at 77 WABC, I'm not throwing the intelligence agencies under the bus. The FBI didn't do the right thing with Comey, but they did so much great work before that with the Comey with Clinton, and the CIA. It's all on the executive branch of the United States government. So I'm not going to throw them under the bus. But basically, what they're saying is, I'm not even going to go with this article because they're trying to put some blame on the intelligence agencies. I don't want to go there. Turkey shuts down 45 papers, 16 TV stations in a media purge. Okay? Turkey has arrested tens of thousands of people, and what's his name? Erdogan is blaming the Muslim cleric Gulen from Pennsylvania. Are you kidding me? So let's just look at this on the outside looking in. I like to go Egypt. They threw Mubarak out, Obama-Clinton administration, put Morsi in, Muslim Brotherhood. Sisi did a coup d'etat on them. We had Gaddafi. My mic, I got this thing now with the mic. Thank you, Ernie J. out in Dyker Heights. He hooked this thing up for me, so hopefully the audio's coming in even nicer. So anyway, so then we got Libya, right? The coup d'etat on Gaddafi, Muslim Brotherhood, Transnational Council, Claire Lopez, that her data, Transnational Council, which is like this organization that supports a new and liberated Libya, and it's headed by Mustafa Jalal and Abdel Hakim Belhaj. Two of those cats were the military commanders of the Libyan Islamic Fighting Group, which was put together by United States Operation Zero Footprint, Obama-Clinton administration. And they were looking to put in Muslim Brotherhood there. And it came out last week. We talked about it on the show. Erdogan had the four-finger salute, Muslim Brotherhood. So it's starting to look like what we suspected, that it was that this supposed coup d'état wasn't real. But stay tuned. This is interesting. Media. Here's another article. Media won't ask Chelsea Clinton about her father's treatment of women, but they ask Ivanka Trump, which is ridiculous, because to compare Hillary Clinton's and Bill Clinton's escapades to what Donald Trump did is ridiculous. Donald Trump didn't go to Orgy Island 28 times and hang out with pedophiles. Bill Clinton did. Donald Trump doesn't have a server in his basement handing out classified documents to uncleared, in other words, people who didn't go through security clearance. Hillary Clinton did. So, are you kidding me? Right? Now, this article, the New York Times with Comey and ISIS, eventual victory against ISIS could well lead to an uptick of terrorist attacks in the West. According to the New York Times, defeat of ISIS could send terrorist dysphoria to the West. I don't know. You know, at some point there's going to be a terrorist dysphoria out of Syria like we've never seen. He said this in Florida University Fordham. It's late at night. Fordham University Cybersecurity Conference. I don't know. I mean, obviously he's. I say I don't know. Obviously it's very plausible. So you know. But Comey, I lost a lot of confidence in Comey. I have to say. Hopefully, I hope I'm wrong. You know. But I lost a lot of confidence in Comey. Obama administration brushes off Iran is buying nuke missile materials. The Obama administration, according to Adam Credo, Washington Free Beacon, is brushing aside new German intelligence reports indicating that Iran has accelerated its efforts to procure key nuclear materials despite promises to end this behavior as part of last summer's nuclear accord. Right. And you know, my preliminary findings are getting there. So I'm going to streamline all this. Germany's internal intelligence agency concluded in a recent report that sources, this is according to Adam Credo's Washington Free Beacon, in a recent report that sources have witnessed extensive Iranian attempts to procure illicit materials, especially goods that could be used in the field of nuclear technology, according to the report. The report appears to show that Iran is not upholding its most critical commitments under the nuclear deal. So that's an interesting article right there. And right. Now here's another one. This Amir Hussein, this guy Amir Hussein defected during, this is the Iranian defector, during the Iranian nuke deal negotiations. Amir Hussein, a journalist from Iran, said by the Iranian news agencies to have quit his job at the Iran Student Correspondents Association. He then appeared on an opposition television channel based in London, said he no longer saw any sense in his profession as a journalist, as he could only write what he was told. There are a number of people attending on the Iranian side at the negotiations who are said to be journalists reporting on the negotiations, but they're not journalists. Their main job is to make sure that all the news feedback to Iran goes through their channels. And he claimed in other articles that America was siding with Iran, was speaking on behalf of Iran instead of Russia, China, France, Germany. There's one other country in the five. What's the other country in the 5-1? Oh, let me go to my website. It's right there. I go on my website right here, and we'll get it right now. I get the other country. Frankie Russo .media. I gotta go there anyway. Here it is. Yeah, it's China, France, Russia, UK. That's the one I left out. So, okay, so that's interesting, but I'm not too great with this, crazy about that article. Okay, and now we got White House admits to have played us for fools to sell Iran deal. So this supports the Daniel Greenfield of Front Page, his article on the nuke deal. So basically, according to John Podhoretz, New York Post, congratulations, liberals of the Washington press corps and elite organizations. You're a bunch of suckers. We all know this because the Obama White House just told you so. An astounding senior report by New York Times. Senior White House officials gleefully confessed they used friendly reporters and nonprofits as public relation tools in the selling of Obama's foreign policy, and could do it almost at will because these, according to John Podhoretz, these tools are ignorant and will believe what they're told and will essentially take dictation and are happy to have used just to get the information necessary for a tweet or two. Interesting. Wow. That's crazy. Now here's a better article on, here's a weekly standard. U.S. negotiating team mainly there to speak on Iran's behalf, according to the Iranian defector. Defector. We spoke about earlier, Amir Hussan. Iran already got the bomb. Basically, in a nutshell, that article, it's on my website, frankierusso.media. Basically, Lee Smith of the Weekly Standard is claiming that if North Korea has the bomb, Iran basically has it too. So that's interesting, and he breaks it down to a large extent. It's an interesting article. Okay. Does Iran already have the bomb? Let's see what Interesting. This is more information I want to take in over here. I read about Karula, the Taliban governor of Herat province in Afghanistan. I spoke about him two or 3 weeks ago. He was part of the Bergdahl trade, and it was something I spoke about it in the pre-show. I didn't bring it out in the live show, so I'm thinking about bringing that out. We'll see. We'll talk about that. Let's see what this is about. This is interesting. Now, this is where I'm starting to go with this. 2 or 3 weeks ago, I spoke about this ruler, this governor, a Taliban governor of Herat province in Afghanistan. And what I found extraordinary, because the article was about, it was foreignpolicy.com, and it was about Mohammed Mansour. Why is he in Iran? And he got whacked by a drone. He replaced Omar Mullah, the supreme leader of the Afghan Taliban that was living in the Sahad city of Iran, based on Thomas Jocelyn's of the Long War Journal, his research. So now I'm putting this together now, because this is tying into what I'm, okay, so now I just want to lay this out, because before I go to these other articles, I just want everybody to understand where I'm going with